Time for a little impromptu trip to Yosemite for a rematch with Falls Ridge. Here at the mobile station. The weather this weekend looked just too perfect to pass up, so I decided to make a little trip up here. I'm stopped here because we have a little incident going on over here. Uh-oh. Let's see this all the way from south of Bishop. Did a little research there at McDonald's in Bishop. Apparently this is the Marina Fire. The guy at the Shell station told me it started by some downed power lines. 395 is closed beyond here. But 120 into Yosemite is open, so I'm gonna go for it. Especially since it looks like all the smoke is blowing away from where I want to go. So it shouldn't impact my views tomorrow. That's hot. Said Lee Vining is under an evacuation advisory, which basically means be ready. But aside from that one flyer right there, I don't see a whole lot of other stuff going on. I imagine the vegetation that's burning through up the hill is quite lush and green, not bone dry like back home. So time to hustle up the road and see if we can find a campsite. Okay, ready to start off. Ended up road camping last night along the Saddlebag Lake road, which actually turned out to be pretty nice and quiet, and slept pretty good. So let's go have our rematch with Falls Ridge now. Trail's been pretty easy to follow through here. I guess that's the dome over there. Pothole Dome. I wonder if this is the Pothole. Little lake right here. This is a bit of a steep downhill section. Looks like there's a little granite knob over here. And it looks like last time I went around it on the other side. So I don't know if there's another used trail over there or if this is the real used trail. May try to explore it on the way back. Reached the bottom of this hill. Found the used trail again. So that's encouraging. A little tricky, but not too long. Well, here's where I'm rejoining my other track. It does look like there's a trail going off that way. There's a little rock stack right there, but another one down here, where I just came from. So I guess if you're coming from the other direction, the way I went last time is much more obvious. Maybe I'll try that on the way out. I'm going across some slabs right now, so I hope I'm following the trail. Not very well marked, but I seem to remember doing this before. Well, picked up the trail right at the bottom of the slabs. And now it looks like we have another steeper downhill to do. I think I hear a little waterfall too. Yep. How cute. Just come right across this rock. And on we go. Nice little group of deer out here in this meadow. Hey, big guy. Lots of big guys. Looks like we're approaching the main river. Getting a little damp. Not sure if this is it or if it's further away still. I don't think it's that much further away. Yep, definitely got a little damp out there. But I think my waterproof shoes did their job. I didn't go in too deep. At least if I go in too deep on the way back, I'm almost back to the car. I don't have the full day ahead of me. There's the main Tuolumne River. As I recall, this section was very scenic. I imagine if the water was high enough, this might be impassable. Well, she just have to go a little higher on this rock. I think we're almost to the bridge soon. Then I think the real trail stays alongside the river. Uh-oh, what have we here? Looks like red and white heather. Yep, there's the bridge. Our Use Trail adventure is coming to an end, but our day's just getting started. Pair of bridges. That might be Falls Ridge over there. Nice little deep pool over here. Boy, don't get too close to the bridge, you'll get sucked down. So I think this is Tuolumne Falls. Should get a better look at it later in the day. We should also see White Cascade before we break off on our other trail. So I guess this is the White Cascade. Had to go down the trail a little ways from my junction to see it, and also to fill up on water. Figured it better to pull it out of the moving river than McGee Lake later on. Glen Ullin High Sierra Camp should be right across the river over there. The bridges are right through here. Now time to head back up the trail. Okay, now we can go up this way. Here's McGee Lake. Not much here except a bunch of mosquitoes. So I better keep moving. Okay, I think I'm going to try to leave the trail here. Try to intersect Bob's route up. Looks pretty go up there. Like it'll go. Yep, this is working pretty nicely. I think I've left the mosquitoes behind. Over there should be that little saddle where I went to the last time. So I'm just kind of angling in this direction before turning up and following this part of the ridge. Okay, now the fun can begin. Seen a few Pride of the Mountains up here. Up we go. And then over there we go. I remember there being a couple of hairier parts coming up here. This is kind of one here approaching this big, fat, dead tree. And you kind of go along by all these trees that I think eventually get back up onto the ridge. And now we're back to having fun. This looks interesting. And oh, what great views. I think the 10 lakes are up that way. Just lots of little granite protrusions sticking up above the trees. I can see Cathedral and the Echo Peaks. I'll show you them from the top. I think I'm getting close. Wow, you can almost camp there. Got another little puzzle to get through up here. But I think I can manage it. Here we are on the summit. Been hanging out here for a little while already. Ate about half of my Vaughn's sandwich and drank the strawberry milk. So let's take a look around. think you could have asked for a better weather day, which is what spurred me to come up here at the drop of a hat. There's Conness and North Peak. North Peak looks like it has quite a bit of snow. I may not be able to make it there tomorrow, as I'd hoped for. So that should be Cathedral Peak and the Echo Peaks. There's Conness. That should be North Peak there behind it. Now you can see the Tuolumne River down there. That might be Falls Ridge West out there, sort of the high point of the western end, but not the western end of the ridge. We'll see just how far I make it today. Maybe I'll get to go for another swim and slide in Cathedral Creek down there. Not sure exactly where the water slide is looking at it from up here. But I should have it marked as a waypoint, so I'll be able to find it. There's this strange illusion down there. It looks like the water is going down, and yet it looks like it'd have to go up to get to right there. And after that, it's pretty calm for a while. That may be what they call Glen Allen. Kind of like a little miniature Yosemite Valley. Before it starts to get whitewatery again. And make all the falls that this ridge is named for. Just as I remembered, the chasms on this ridge are what give you the most trouble. This time I went way down this way to go around, or to get up on this next high point. This chasm doesn't look too bad. Easy in, easy out. But I know there's going to be more. This one was a little tricky to get off. My track was leading me that way, but I don't think you want to go too far. Then when you come up here to the front, you can see this black stain on the rock. Just enough footholds to get you up it carefully. I'm no expert, but it might even be low 5th class. Or not. Like I said, I'm not an expert. Looks like Bob went around it though, to my left. But I've gone straight up it twice now. I think this next one may have been one of the ones that gave me some trouble. If it is, and as I remember, the solution was to go down this way a little bit. Looks like Bob just went straight up it. Might investigate that first. I wonder if his direct route went right over the top of these bushes. I think I remember climbing up that way and deciding it didn't look good. I'll try to find my route down here again. Looks like I go up here, according to my track. Looks doable. Not sure if I ran into a dead end though and had to come back. Yep, that's working. I think the trick is you want to be up on this step here where this big tree is, not down there. Down there is easier to get to, but then you can't get up here. Once you're on this ledge right here, you can get up this way. And I think it continues on up this way. Yep, this one's definitely a tricky one. A little bushwhacking, walking on some kind of narrow ledges. This maneuver to get up here was a little sketchy. Now I'm going to try to get up onto this crack and go higher up that way by that tree. Well, I walked along these narrow ledges here by that tree. Through those bushes, then managed to get up here with a little bit of a butt mantle. Now it's looking more promising. Okay, I made it to the top of this next one. Can't see the descent off it yet, but I don't remember it being that bad. But we'll see. Yeah, this side's not so bad. You just kind of got to swing wide to the north towards the Tuolumne River to keep it that way. It's like gentle steps as opposed to sheer cliffs this way. Okay, so it's not sheer cliffs coming down this side, but it's still best to go to this way. Right as you're coming down, left from this perspective. This next one looks very formidable. Looks like both Bob and I went around the base of it on this side last time. So I guess I'll be doing that too today. It's a little bushy coming through here. But if you stay fairly close to the base of this high point, there's almost a path through there. Makes it not too difficult. And for the next one, I went this way, but Bob went around it the other way. Don't remember it being too difficult, so I'll try it again, going up over the top. Yeah, this wasn't too bad. It was over pretty quickly. This is the one I think I have yet to climb. If you want to climb, it looks like your better bet would be from this side. Now I got another chasm to get down into. And I think we might just go straight up the wall right there. Yeehaw! Camp a nice little crack system over here, I guess. Looked like I was following more of Bob's route than mine from last time. I may have ended up further over there. I think the high point of this one is over here. Okay, on top of another one. Right there's the one I bypassed. Someday if I'm fast enough at this, I'll have to pay it a visit. But not today. be happy enough just to get down there. Okay, next. This got interesting. Had to step over this log and step on that rock right there in the shade, and step to this one and down to there. That got me down to here, and it was still a little tricky getting down. Now it looks like Bob went this way, and I went a little ways around it this way. I think I like my way better again. This canyon actually had some snow in it. So looks like the last time, I went over this little hill and came down this way. And now I'm continuing to go down, hoping to find a way up to the left. You gotta come down a little ways down this chute. I stayed higher, closer to the wall on the right of the screen, on your left coming down. And I think this is what I'm looking for. Looks like my track makes a sharp turn here. Okay, looking pretty good up that way. That's the other one, the previous one. Get a good look down at the river from here. That could be the first of the falls. I think I can even see Water Wheel Falls down there. See the two rooster tails? I think that's it. Looking pretty nice. Okay, score another one. I think it was after this one that I bailed off just before the middle part, which I think is called SAR Dome. Like search and rescue, I guess. Still a perfect day. Get a little warm sometimes, but the light breeze is blowing right now. It's perfect. Just heard an airplane flying by, which wasn't too unusual, except that one's really low. I think that might be the firefighting DC-10. Gosh, did that fire get so big yesterday they had to call him in? You don't see any smoke, so that's good. Just took a little pit stop down here on my way to the next summit. Found some nice big snow patches. I was contemplating how I could store some and possibly drink it later, considering it might be a little dirty afterwards. But just up here is another snow patch that's melting. Makes a nice little sprinkler. There's actually a little puddle of water at the base there where I could stick the filter in and get it nice and clean. So I'm rehydrated and I'm refilled on water, which means, oh goody, more weight again. Well, I've reached what I think I'm going to call Falls Ridge Exit. Looks like this is where I went down the last time. And for the sake of simplicity, I'm going to try to come back approximately to this location and go down again, since since I know there weren't too many difficulties coming back along the river. I don't want to take Bob's shortcut down from Falls Ridge West. That sounded like a lot of bushwhacking and 3 more hours at his pace to get back to the trail. So we'll press on this way for now. Okay, this is the last thing I came down. I think we're ready to make the final climb to SAR Dome. Looks like Bob went this way, so I guess I will too. Nothing else looks easier. Very bushy and very steep. Okay, here's SAR Dome. Finished off my Vaughn sandwich. Having a little dessert. Enjoying the views and the excellent weather. Pondering this drop off to the west. Yikes. But I know I'm supposed to head north. Question is just how difficult is that going to be? Guess we'll have to find out. So descending off SAR Dome in this direction, I'm basically paralleling the track I took up to SAR Dome just on the other side of this ridge here. So if I can find a shortcut route on the way back to just hop over the top and get down the other side, that might be quite beneficial. Save me from going all the way back to the summit again. Yeah, that was pretty steep coming down there. And now it looks like if I make almost a U-turn and head this way, it should take me down to the slabs down there. I hope. Okay, now that is a cliff. Definitely. Just squeeze through a little keyhole. Avoiding having to drop down some really steep slopes, but may not be able to avoid that forever. Unless these are rock stacks trying to show me the way. Well, that turned into a bushwhack and then a boulder field. Oh, but there's some more running water up there. Maybe that's why it's so green down here. It looks like there's a gentler slope going up that way. I might investigate that on the way out. Meanwhile, I may finally be almost down to the easier stuff. Yep, that is quite a wall. But I have to go up it over here. So if I can just find a way to scramble up this way quickly, it should cut off a lot of that time. If only I could. Well, I'll just try to hit Falls Ridge West and come back and experiment with that. Hey, there's actually a little lake up here. Probably nice and stagnant. Not the greatest for pumping water. This part of the mountains are nice though. So yeah, just get me up there somehow. Looks like there's another cliff too, so that may get interesting. A little cascade coming down over there. Not sure where that's coming from. Looks like an awful lot of bushes down there. But there's this nice little rocky ramp that I'm following. Question is for how much longer? Phew. I think I made it to Falls Ridge West. Or at least this is where I'm going to turn around. I'm now past what I designated as my turnaround time when I reach the Falls Ridge exit. So if I can do some optimizations on the way back, I'll still make it there by 6 o'clock. Certainly not a bald top like Falls Ridge East is, but there's still plenty of neat things to see. Somewhere up here is the Ten Lakes Basin. I'll have to consult the map and see if I can figure that out. I think Cathedral's up there. That's SAR Dome over there. Might be able to see Falls Ridge East too. Yep, there it is. I don't know what's going to happen if I follow that lower line of trees. But I can be hopeful. Maybe I'll find a shortcut. And maybe I'll just get delayed more. Well, since this is Falls Ridge, look at the nice waterfall down there. Can't tell if that's Water Wheel Falls or not. And it's a big one. Okay, so I think that is the creek coming out of the Ten Lakes Basin. And then that would be Grand Mountain going up on the left. And in the front here we've got the South Fork of Cathedral Creek. That starts up just north of Tuolumne Peak. Which might be that one, but I'm not positive. Bob said he wasn't sure if the next point down the ridge was the high point or not, but after visiting it, I think he concluded it was not. So I'll have to save that for another visit. If we can optimize the route even further. There's another point right there. That's what I had my GPS navigating me to. It's about a quarter of a mile away. That's actually marked with a little point on the GPS map data, so that might be the Falls Ridge West. But if it is, it'll just have to wait till next time. Alright, let's see what we can find out on the way back. I'd also like to try to find a better way on and off this point. Well, I wasn't able to find another breach in this wall here to come down, except for the one that I used on the way up. Unless there's one way down this way, but I wasn't able to find it. Well, so far my alternate return route is working nicely. I was a little worried when I saw this wall of bushes. There's a nice clear path just above them. Not saying it's totally bush free, but not bad. Yet. Okay, I've started trying to climb up. Well, it's not sheer cliffs. Looks a little promising. I'm holding out hope. Alright. Alright, success. I came over right at this gap here. I think where I previously said I was going to head straight up that way to SAR Dome. So that worked. I should be back ahead of schedule again, which means I'll probably get to go on the slide. Phew. Having a track to follow helps, but it's still pretty tough. A lot of difficult maneuvers. Nothing insanely difficult. I think I managed to avoid those this time. Slide should be just ahead. Well, there's the water slide. As you can see, it's got a little more water than last time. Makes sense. I didn't work up the nerve to go down it this time, but I did take a little dip, kind of rinse off. So I feel a little bit cleaner. And of course, I put my dirty clothes back on. And the battery's just about dead, so you probably won't get to see much else on this trip, but not much else to see. Just to hike up Cathedral Creek and then back out of here. Good night, Falls Ridge. See you next time. I'm back on the trail. Hustling. Okay, I made it back last night a little after 10 o'clock, I think it was. Didn't even bother having dinner, just drove back to my rogue camping spot and went to bed. Nice, even 21 miles yesterday. Pretty good hike, and I checked the map, and it looks like I did hit Falls Ridge West, according to Bob. I don't think I'm going to attempt North Peak today after all. I'm just going to hike out to some of the lakes and enjoy the morning before I drive home. And since I'm not going after North Peak, I'm going to switch to the bigger camera.